Hello again, Internet, and welcome back to another adventure of Mr. Jammy B'Stard, the luckiest son of a bitch who's ever walked the Mojave Wasteland. Now, in our last episode, I decided, shall I say, to do one of the DLCs. And the first one we're kicking off with is, well, the DLC we're kicking off with, I should say, is Honest Hearts. So basically, here's...
Bet they don't have anything as nasty as Yao Guai out where you come from, huh?
Actually, we have worse, Follows Chalk. We have worse. So basically, here's an abridged version of the plot. We were hired by a caravan company to be part of their expedition into Utah. And when we got to Utah, the party was set upon by a tribe of not very friendly natives. That's a big corner. I'll be alright. And I was the only survivor. And after that, we met this guy here, Follows Chalk. Shit, Yogwai! Dead. Back off. Then we met this guy, Follows Chalk, who led us back to his tribe's camp. And the leader of his tribe, the Dead Horses, is none other than Caesar's first commander at the Battle of Hoover Dam, Joshua Graham. He's given us a quest to find specific equipment to give to his tribesman Daniel to help form an escape route for another tribe here in Zion Canyon. What's that? Oh, yeah. I'll take those.
Like the shadow of a ghost.
Ooh. Okay, right. We'll have those. Okay. Now, where go from here? I don't know if there's like a way down there. I think this is just a sheer drop. Is this a sheer drop? Yeah, it is. Okay. Gonna have to go back down to the river and find a way. What the hell? Oh, can't bother with that. Oh, for God's sake. No, we're gonna have to tiptoe around the big hole now. Might as well shoot that thing. So tempted to shoot it just to make it shut up.
Those, what did you call them? Walkie-talkies? Those are going to be loads better than signal drums and smoke signs.
Mm-hmm.
Fighting time! That's that then.
Yogwai meat. Okay. Have some of that. Some brock flowers. Need some of these. Okay, let's go. Actually, no. What's in those logs? Ooh, oh, I didn't want that. I wanted the anti-venom. Try down here. Maybe this is a way to the river back. Mole rat.
Fighting time.
Apologies for the chugging frame rate. As usual, it will clear up once the computer's got used to recording in fraps. So I've shut down all non-essential programs. It should be running all right. What's in here? Find any traps in here, it's another survivalist cache. Always closed off with brambles. Can't see any mines.
Those, what did you call them? Walkie-talkies? Those are going to be loads better than signal drums and smoke signs.
It's a spore plant from Vault 22. What's that doing here?
Never stood a chance, did they?
I'm just taking shed loads of cave fungus, because this seems to be the only place where they grow in abundance, and I want to take as much as I can with me back to the Mojave Wasteland. Chokes be quite bad.
Good use of...
Oh no, is he dead? Yeah, he's dead. Okay. Let's stick with follows chalk, shall we? Right, let's save, shall we? I'll tell you what the riot shotgun reminds me of, and that's the old combat shotgun from Fallout 3. Only it looks and sounds a hell of a lot better. It actually sounds like I have a shotgun and not just some unsatisfying clang, clunk, clunk when it fires. Oh, I finally get the reference behind that challenge, the challenge, the one with the shotgun. It's what that 70s show's dads said to Peter Weller in RoboCop before he blew him away.
Whoa! Here we go!
Eat it! Thanks, very short.
Feels good to be doing some actual scouting.
Some plastic explosives. Actually, hang on. Let's look at what junk we're carrying. Central blood. Duct tape 6. Don't need to carry that much duct tape. Whoa! How much cage fungus? Jesus. Okay. Right.
Not just following.
Okay.
Sure.
A plasma mine. What else is in here? Because that's... You could highlight mines. Alright, caravan lunch. Yes, another survivalist cache. Take that. I'll leave the rest. Gun case. .44 revolver, take that. So we're going to get some armor that's even better than that. Not going to read through all of this, don't worry. Coffers. Oh, 34. Huh. Coffers. Sounds like our survivalist friend went on a bit of a rampage. Heard a woman screaming. Vaulter. Someone from a vault? Somebody from a vault was here. Well, we have seen spore carriers in the big huge spore plants. Those were found in Vault 22. Could it be that an expedition from Vault 22 came to the valley? Okay, somebody's... Okay, he took one of them in, named Sylvia. Then for my recording, she slipped away. I'm so scared in my life. Canada wasn't scary, just sickening. End of the world. Just blah blah. I wasn't scared fighting the Vultures. Oh! And it looks like the survivalist banged her up. baby was breech. Oh, right, okay. For those of you who don't know, what he means by baby was breech, okay. Uh, I could be wrong here because, well, I'm not really up on like terms when it comes to pregnancy and childbirth, but I've heard, I could be wrong, I've heard that when a baby is breeched, it means that the baby has shifted position during childbirth and it's coming out the wrong way. Now, the traditional way of correcting this was to reach into the birth canal and turn the baby by hand. If that failed, cesarean. To the best of my understanding. And it turned out, no, didn't work. And they both died. Shit. Oh, scrap metal. Okay. It's in the sack. Surgical tubing. Yep, that's the medical kit he used. Paranoid security. Okay. And that's the last bit of cave fungus we're gonna pick up for a while, because we've got 30 of them. Don't really need any more. Right. Okay. Let's get to the, okay, have that. And the stem pack.
Right behind you.
Right, let's get to the Sorrows camp. White legs. Oh, dead horse disciple of Canaan. Oh god. And here we are, the Narrows, home of the Sorrows tribe. But before we go on, because Follows Chalk will go back to his tribe, let's have one last chat with him.
Sure. Right behind. What can I tell you?
What's with this obsession you seem to have with civilization?
Let me tell you a story. When I was a boy, a man came through the valley with one of the caravans. Tall man, big mustache, carried a guitar. I asked what he did for his living, and the interpreter told me he was a singer. What is that? I asked. The man explained that he went from place to place and sang for people, who gave him food and shelter and care in return. I couldn't believe that there was a place in this world where a man could do that. I promised myself then that one day I'd explore that world myself.
I know the guy he's talking about. This is a character back in the Mojave Wasteland. He's one of the acts we recruit for Tommy Torini. He calls himself a lonesome drifter, and his dad was the bloke who pops up in VATS when you have the mysterious stranger perk. We get to meet him later on. What does Joshua think of this?
I haven't told him yet. Never had the growins.
Really? Maybe I could talk to him about it for you. Be a neutral party?
You'd do that? Sure. Sounds smart to me. He might not get so mad at you.
Tell me more about Joshua.
He's been the chief of our tribe since he came back to the valley. He went off to the civilized world years ago to fight a war. That didn't go well.
What happened to him?
Well, before he left, he didn't have those bandages all over his face. That tell you something?
The only recent war I know of is when Caesar's Legion attacked Hoover Dam. Is that where he fought?
I don't know. He doesn't talk about it much. Maybe. But how can two civilized tribes fight over something as small as a dam?
Small? Have you seen Hoover Dam? It's bigger than some of these mountains.
Really? That's... my gods. Must be some mighty civilized folks who built that.
You'd be surprised what civilized tribes will fight over.
Now you sound like Joshua. He always tells me that tribal life is better. That I should stay here and forget the outside world.
I don't have any more questions. Let's talk about something else.
Ask away.
I want to know more about you.
What can I tell you?
Why are you called Follows Chalk?
Our advanced scouts leave chalk signs to mark places rich with game. I'm not a full scout yet, so I follow the marks and guide the hunters.
What are all those tattoos?
Dead horses mark ourselves to commemorate our hunts. When a hunter takes a great beast, or when a youth goes on his first hunt, he gets a tattoo.
What did Joshua do for you and your tribe?
If it wasn't for Joshua, the dead horses would still be the whipping boys of the Zion Valley. He taught us how to hold our territory, to protect ourselves. He guided us away from Caesar, and showed us how Caesar would have destroyed us.
Do you remember anything about Joshua from before he became your leader?
Only a little. I was very young. He was different. Prouder, yes, but harder, crueler, more driven. Really, I was terrified of him. We all were. When he came back, I almost didn't believe he was the same man. He was humbler. He wanted to protect, not destroy.
Tell me about your tribe.
We came up in the land of the dead horse. Though why the back when folks called it that, I got no hint. We raided. We fought. We lost. Our enemies drove us back into Zion, and we would have died if it hadn't been for Joshua. Joshua and his Caesar.
Wait, what about Caesar?
When Joshua first came to us, he was servant to a man he called Caesar. He led his master's armies, and we were ready to follow him into war. Then he lost his master's army to a tribe called NCR, the Sunset People. When he returned, he was as you saw him. Burned, broken, but changed. He led us away from Caesar. led us to our own destiny in Zion.
I don't have any more questions.
Ask.
Hmm.
The Narrows up ahead. That's the Sorrows territory. They're peaceful enough, but you don't want to make them mad.
So the dead horses were slated to join the Legion until Joshua said, "You don't want to do that." Now there's a cave up in these heights. We'll have the armor, we ask, and this is Waking Cloud.
You are the one Joshua Graham sent to us. Blessings of the Father in the cave on you. Daniel is waiting for you.
What's your deal?
Waking Cloud is my name. I am midwife to the Sorrows. It sounds ill-omened, no? Midwife to Sorrows?
Yes, it does. Midwife, I haven't seen any children around.
The children and the old have already been evacuated from the camp. They are safe enough, unless the Whitelegs come for us in force.
What do you do when you're not delivering babies?
I tend to other hurts and sicknesses that afflict our tribe. I also scout the valley for the herbs I use in my medicines.
Let's talk about something else.
What would you speak of?
Give me some more information on this Daniel. Who is he exactly?
Daniel is a wise man and a great friend to the Sorrows. He taught me to speak the language of New Canaan, the English from the holy books.
Holy books?
Yes, the language of the New Canaanites is the holy tongue, for it is the language their sacred books are written in. The Father in the caves brought it to them after the judgment, but the ancestors of the Sorrows sinned against him. They were denied the true tongue.
Have you known Daniel long?
6 years. He attended the birth of my third child. It was a hard birth. The river nearly carried my water to the Father, and my child's with it. Daniel knew the ways of New Canaan's medicine. He stepped in and saved both of our lives. After the birth, I asked Daniel if he would teach me what he knew of childbirth. He agreed, and so here I am.
Let's talk about something else.
What would you speak?
That's all I wanted to know for now.
Then I will look forward to our next speaking.
Where's Daniel then? Must be up here. Oh, he emerged out of the mist.
The dead horse has told me details about the attack on your caravan. A stranger's sympathy might not count for much, but for what it's worth, I'm sorry. The Sorrows will mourn your friends too. They mourn everyone, even the Whitelegs. They have sensitive souls. Innocent, if there is such a thing. In spite of what's happened, I hope that Joshua and I can help you out of here. But to be frank, we need your help too.
Joshua told me you needed a few things. I think this is everything?
Well, I'll be. I was starting to lose hope we'd be able to get any of this, much less all of it. Tribals are smart, but, well, they're ignorant. Letting go of a taboo is difficult for them. So I knew it would have to be one of us. Turns out all it took was a Gentile, or, no offense.
None
These
taken.
supplies are a godsend. But if we're going to evacuate Zion without drawing more Whiteleg attention, I need you to go back into the valley. Specifically, I need you to scout out some locations for Whitelegs and try to recover a map of Grand Staircase, a wilderness area to the east. There's also the matter of the roads. We're going to be heading out of the east side of the park, but I'm not sure the way is clear.
Okay. Anything to help?
I appreciate the enthusiasm.
I'm not really that
There aren't a lot of
enthusiastic.
people in the wasteland with kindness to spare for anyone who isn't kin. Since you've been poking around the valley, you might see more activity from the Whitelegs. One of the Sorrow's hunters, Waking Cloud, has volunteered to help guide you through the valley. She has a special talent for staying out of sight. After this, it's just a matter of getting everyone out of here safe and sound. And hopefully you can head back to the Mojave without any more trouble.
Ah. Mining explosives.
Well, here we part ways. I'm needed back at the Dead Horses camp. Maybe I'll see you there sometime.
Give my regards to Joshua then.
I will. Good gunning, Akis.
Tura anti-venom. Tura anids. Right, what we're going to do now, we're going to go to the entrance of the Sorrow's camp. And Joshua will come up to
Daniel
us.
said that I was to travel with you until you have completed.
Sounds good.
Before we depart, our shaman, White Bird, asked me to convey his desire to speak with you.
Okay, I'll talk to him.
Excellent. His cave overlooks the camp. I will show you where.
There's Joshua.
By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept, when we remembered Zion. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to the foundation. O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Do you know what it means?
It's a Bible verse, I can't remember which one. You don't want to leave Zion. You'd rather kill every last one of the Whitelegs.
Given those two choices, yes. In the best of all possible worlds, they would just leave us in peace. But they won't. I don't enjoy killing, but when done righteously, it's just a chore, like any other. Practiced hands make for short work, and the good Lord knows there's much to be done here.
Why are you talking to me about it?
Daniel and I don't agree on everything, but in our hearts, we both want what's best for the Sorrows and Dead Horses. You've seen what the Whitelegs do, and I think you know what has to be done. If Daniel hears it from someone other than me, well, Zion may not be lost to us after all.
I need to think about it.
Of course. Think on it, and look in your heart. The light of the mind alone cannot dispel the whole world's darkness.
Save. Right, okay. Before we go on the hallucinogenic vision quest, we are going to look for that unmarked ranger armor. It is in one of these caves up here. Have that bit of drink. The cave we're looking for is called Broken Bone Cave, I think. Splat. Half mouse cave. No, this isn't it. But the way we came. Go up here. Up here. Hang on. Wait a minute, this cave system doesn't make bloody sense. So we just go up there and just jump down onto it. Sorrows must really love jumping. Is it along here? Crossroads. What's the standard route? What's the dead horse doing here? Gecko's onto Turkey. No, it's not along here. How do we get to it then? Okay. See if we can do this the hard way. Yes. Stone Bones Cave, is this it? I think this is it. Obviously look out for traps. Survivalist cache. That. Ooh, stealth boy, that'll come in very handy. Desert Ranger armor. Forgive me, mama. Yeah, that's it. Desert Ranger armor.
We pass like moonlight on still water.
Shanghai, Beijing, Shanghai. Ah, have that and that. Okay, yeah, that's as close to mint condition as it's gonna get. We can sell that to Joshua. 2096. Killed all the men. I think they would have taken the women alive, but Maria and Selena opened fire, and some of the others went for their guns, so they shot them down, and some of the kids with them. Could have won them. 5 children still alive. Kept in a pen? 100 of these assholes in blue suits. Every suit says 22 on the back. Yep. Dwellers from Vault 22 came to the Zion Valley. But why? Guns, pistols, estimate 60% now. He's sizing them up. Recon during the night, well-organised sentries. Lots of coughing fits. That must be the spores! They brought some of the, vegetation, mutations with them from Vault 22. Not on purpose, just by accident. That must be inhaling all of those spores. That's what's making them cough. Women and children still in pen will try to infiltrate. They ate what? They ate them! Great. Cannibals. Ambush along with River 6 males killed. Push along. Ambush. Leaving at once, no other patrols in area, but searching the shot, sorrows, or narrows, taking as much as I can drag with me. Right, okay. Should have everything we need to make a bench. Should have everything to make a weapon repair kit. Okay, duct tape. Is there any duct tape around here? Yes, there is.
I wish you could have met my family. You would like them, I think.
Broken laser rifle. Okay. Some healing poultices. Come on, frame rate, catch up. What is this computer doing? Okay. Alright, let's get out of here and talk to Joshua again. Because we can sell things to him. How's he look? Oh! What's that? Staff Sergeant Vickers, RB, Blood Type C positive, United States Marine Corps. Huh. Let's get some sleep first.
White leg attacks grow more frequent each day.
Welcome back.
Follows Chalk seems to be... I'll start again. Follows Chalk seems like he's interested in seeing more of the world.
I thought he might. It's been some time since I visited civilized places. I don't have fond memories of them, but I have always seen these places from the outside. I'd rather not influence him more than I already do. Why don't you talk to him?
You know, that means I'm going to encourage him to leave, right?
Follows Chalk needs more guidance in his life, just not from me.
Okay. What do you know of Salt Upon Wounds?
He's a butcher. Believe me, I know the godless fire that burns in his heart. I've been burned by it myself. He's not the kind to let his subordinates do all the killing. No, he likes to have a hand in it, with that spear of his. He's fashioned himself an abomination before the eyes of the Lord. I'm happy to serve as an instrument of divine justice.
I've met Caesar, you know. What do you think he would say if I told him you were here?
I think that would put him and you in a difficult position. Caesar has agents looking for me, but he won't admit I'm alive. And even if you killed me, he can't acknowledge that. To do so would be to admit I had never died, that Caesar made a mistake. No, he lives by his lies and shall die by his lies. There is no escaping it.
What did you say about a courier? Who were you expecting?
Caesar would never admit this openly, but he knows that I'm alive. I've killed enough of his frumentarii and assassins that have come looking. I've heard one of them travels the Mojave as a courier. Most of Caesar's agents meet a fitting end in NCR territory, but maybe this one survived.
And that's more foreshadowing for the Lonesome Road DLC. Okay. All this talk about praying and gods... enlighten me a little bit.
I am a new Canaanite. We believe we are the heirs of a spiritual tradition, given to our ancestors thousands of years ago. We have made and kept covenants with our Lord God to honor his laws. In exchange, we are promised eternal salvation after this life. A day will come when our Lord returns to judge us all. Until then, we must honor his laws and start others along the path of salvation if we can. That's why we trade with others and work the tribes. We have more than food and medicine to offer. Good news is our most valuable commodity.
If you say so.
Whether there is a God or not, his existence doesn't depend on what you believe or what I say. There is much to be skeptical of in this world, so it no longer surprises me to learn how many people don't really believe in anything. But I believe that our Lord was made flesh as Jesus Christ and died to redeem me, and you, and the Sorrows, even the Whitelegs, everyone.
Do you have anything to trade?
We do. Though the Whitelegs destroyed New Canaan, they didn't destroy all of our supply caches. All forms of currency are recognized here. Caps, NCR dollars, even Legion coin. Take a look.
Okay. What we're gonna do first... Actually, I'll sell that to the gunrunners. Plasma mines. Yes. So, pistol. What mods has he got? I'll take both of those for machine gun. I'll take those for my war club. Take 50 rounds of those. I'll take all of those. Can I ask you some personal questions?
It's not something I enjoy, but I pray to God that someone may learn from my mistakes. What would you like to know?
Are you in much pain? Is there anything I can do to help?
You are kind to offer, but no, there's nothing you can do. We don't use chems, but I learned long ago that I'm immune to their effects. It never stops burning. My skin. Every day I have to unwind the bandages and replace them with fresh ones. Exposing my body to the air is like living through it again. But it's better to be clean than comfortable.
Were you always with the New Canaanites?
I was born in Ogden, what people came to call New Canaan. Things were more peaceful when I was growing up. When I was a young man, I went out into the world to do missionary work, as all New Canaanites do. I traveled along the Long 15 and followed 89 south into Arizona. Along the way, I met two men from a group called the Followers of the Apocalypse. Edward Sallow and Bill Calhoun. They came to teach the tribes. Calhoun was a good man. Edward was the one who got us into trouble down the road.
Caesar. Was one of those men Caesar?
No, not then. Back then he was just Edward. Smart man. Young, but we all were. We thought we could hike into the Grand Canyon and talk to Blackfoots. We did. And the Blackfoots were friendly enough at first. But eventually... I've thought back to that day so many times. I must have mistranslated. Something must have been mixed up, because the Blackfoots decided we weren't going to leave. The rest is history, assuming Edward hasn't changed it.
How did you end up as Caesar's legate?
This way lies the path to hell. Caesar needed me to translate. Translation became giving orders. Giving orders became leading in battle. Leading in battle became training, punishing, terrorizing. A series of small mistakes before a great fall. And I stayed in that darkness until after Hoover Dam. After I failed Caesar and he had me burned alive, thrown into the Grand Canyon.
How did you survive?
I survived because the fire inside burned brighter than the fire around me. I fell down into that dark chasm. The flame burned on and on. The next morning, I woke up and crawled out of the northern edge of the Grand Canyon, that cursed place. It took me 3 months to reach New Canaan. It was as though the prodigal son had returned. They welcomed me like I had never left. Never done anything to shame them. The fire that had kept me alive was love. Their love. God's love. I will never be able to repay the debt I owe to them. But I must try.
Goodbye.
God be with you.
I fear for our people, and for our valley if something is not done.
Okay, now we're going to talk to the shaman in the cave and go on the big peyote quest. Whitebird Cave. You Whitebird?
Hola, outsider. Welcome, child of omens. You come to receive visions of truth?
What? I don't know what visions of truth means.
Take drugs, kill a bear. Seek medicine plant. Return with sacred datura root. Receive visions of truth, they guide you.
What if I don't want to do any of that? Okay then, I guess I'll just go then.
Go.
What happened? What's sacred datura root? I thought I had some. Oh, for crying out loud. It's just a frame meter. It just bounces up and then it just goes all the way to 1.
You have root of sacred datura?
I have the sacred datura right here.
These roots make sacred vision tea. You drink, you see path before you. Ready?
Alright, let's take some magic mushrooms. I mean, sacred datura.
Drink. Tea is strong. Tea is bitter.
Wisdom is strong. Wisdom is bitter.
You see? You go to cave. Find ghost of she. Lay ghost to rest. This your quest. Bring peace where was strife. Go.
Whoa. Right, come, waking cloud. To make sure we've got the right quest. Ghost. This is fucking good gear, this. Whoa!
This one is mine.
What the flip?
I will not leave my children orphans.
Where did that giant cazador come from? Am I poisoned? Yeah, I am. Sister.
Daniel says that most people outside the valley do not keep to the Father's ways. Perhaps when you leave, you will carry his word with you. Let's move on. I don't like to linger in this place.
Spore plant flipping. Took on a Cazador and won. Vault 22 Dweller's Gear. Stealth Boy, have that. Do we still have those mantis forelegs? Yes, I do. Vengeful Spirit. If you're reading this message, then do yourself a favor and turn and run straight out of this canyon. For near 11 months, my people have been engaged in daily battle. This is the survivalist they're talking about. You shouldn't have kidnapped all those children. Ramen steak? What's wrong with these people? Yum yum deviled eggs. Deviled egg? No. Save. Okay. Drop the charger pistol. Switch to the right shotgun. What's wrong with the frame rate here? 22 frames a second? I was just shot back up to 50, 60? For sake.
You leave me no choice.
Okay.
Father, much improved. As you wish.
Okay, save again. This is where the flipping fight starts. Down. What the? I couldn't see. Nope. 8. Medics. I couldn't bloody see.
I walk in...
Whitebird.
Does Ghost of She like quiet and grave?
It's done.
Then visions of truth are at an end. Will you learn from truth? Maybe yes, maybe no. Only for you to decide. Here, take. Gift to remind you of visions. Use well, or sell to curious trader. Either way, says much about you.
To be
Got a doll baby, I love her so. Nothing else like her anywhere you go. A man, she's anything but calm.